Hi everyone, Laurel here. So we've reached the final project for the semester, and my goal for this project was to create a comprehensive app that could be used for patients that are being seen at LT Proactive, which is currently undergoing a brand change. So I wanted to create an app that helped the patients track their care and helped them measure their progress toward their goals with the clinic. And after completing this app, I performed a user test with Jake, who had a couple issues with the app. Overall, he liked the design and functionality of the app, but most of the issues he had to do with the app not confirming what action had just been done. So it would just take him back to the home page instead of saying that a teammate had been added, or instead of confirming that appointments had been booked and things like that. So I'm just going to take you through some of the functions of the app here. I created a sign-in page so that each patient could have their own account and portal. So you can sign in on the home page. And I'll take you through what I went through with Jake as well. At this check-in page, I added the scheduling feature because when I asked him to schedule, he was looking to schedule from a different page. He was actually looking to schedule from the My Plan page, but he didn't like the icon that I had originally. It looked like this, but with a minus symbol. He thought that that looked more like a battery. And in a couple seconds, he figured out that that's probably where you go to schedule appointments, but it wasn't very intuitive. So I changed the symbol, and then I also added some text underneath each symbol, just so that there wasn't any confusion and so that patients were easily able to navigate around. So going back to this, I also added schedule to the home page because I thought that is one of the features that people are going to be using this app for the most. So I wanted to make sure that was really clear and concise. So when you log in, you come to this page and you're able to check in or change your next appointment, because I want people to be able to check in straight from their phone instead of having to wait in line to talk to the coordinator. I wanted them also to be able to have a My Plan page where they're very easily able to see where they are in their progress, where they are in their phases, and where they're able to see each phase individually. And eventually I'd like to build it out so that each phase has its own page that goes over what the patient can expect to do in each phase. I'd like it to be able to say which exercises, what types of homework, and what they can expect to accomplish in these phases, so that there's no ambiguity when it comes to their plan. I did change the text here a little bit after my user test with Jake, because he was a little bit confused about exactly which week he was in and which part of his plan he was in. So I took out the part that said visit number 5, because he was confused about whether he was in week 2 of a 5-week plan or what was going on there. So I wanted to make it very clear so that you're able to see you're in week 2, which corresponds to the dot here, and that you're in your mobility phase. And then from here, you're able to schedule, see your budget, and chat, which I think are probably the most used features by the app besides the scheduling, besides the check-in, excuse me. So for the budget, I kept the plans the same, and I want to expand these plans so that you have more info about what insurance is going to pay and why visits would not go through insurance, which has to do with whether it's medically necessary. So I'd like to put little disclaimers in the future about how many visits we can expect to go through insurance because of your pain scale. And then when you click on these, you have the drop-down options. I didn't change anything about this plan either, but I did change when you submit this, you'll get an alert that says that you've signed up for your payment plan. I think that's important. Before, it just had you navigating right back to your plan, and it was a little bit confusing as to whether or not you fully signed up for your plan or if things had been confirmed. So I added that after my user interview. I also changed the chat a bit. Here I have the conversation, which he had no problem reviewing and understanding who was involved in the conversation. But when I asked him to add a teammate, he easily clicked on this link here and went to add a teammate. I didn't have anywhere to go from here. So now I created some interactivity by adding a link from the add teammate button to say that, to bring you back to the conversation and alert you that the trainer has been added to this chat. So those are the basic functions. We also have some other things that I didn't go over in my user test that I want to review here a little bit. I wanted to take you through the process from the beginning. So my idea for this is that each trainer will have their own way of tracking on the back end how many people they referred and whether or not those people have had consultations. So the trainer will be able to send a client an email directly to their inbox, which will look like this. The client has the option then to either book online or to call. So they can call, and they can call straight from their phone, or they can save the number. They can also book online easily, so it'll show them 2 to 3 options of different times on a number of different days. And when they click on the option that they would like, they can easily sign up for their account. So all they have to do is enter their name, email address, and choose a password, and they are automatically created an account. Then from there, they have the opportunity to either check in or change their appointment, and changing your appointment will take you to your full page that shows you all of your upcoming appointments. You can check in from here, you can change the appointment or delete it, and then it'll give you alerts on anything that you need to do. So here they will click complete new patient paperwork, and it'll take them straight through so that the doctor will have that information before they meet with that person. They'll also be able to check in each time using this SOAP note, and instead of having to fill it out on paper each time from scratch, they can either copy the previous record and just change the numbers if anything has changed, or they can just submit straight from there. So that's the basic overview of the app. We also have scheduling features where you can schedule multiple days. If somebody's suggested 2 times a week for 4 weeks, they can easily pick Mondays and Wednesdays. When they do that, it'll give them some options for what times on Monday and Wednesday, and they can schedule out that full month from there. We also have a couple other features here. We've got the sign-in feature, which will take them back to that SOAP note where they can change their pain if need be. And then we've got a homework feature as well. So if we go back to our home page, it will show them that there's an alert when they log into their program. Each time they come in to see the physical therapist, they'll be given one homework exercise to work on in between the time that they see the physical therapist and the time that they come back, so that they can really take full advantage of their care. So when they click on the homework button, they're going to get all of the homework assignments that have been assigned to them, and they can see 2 assignments per page and easily scroll down to more assignments. And then if they can click on the assignment that they'd like, they'll have text explaining what it is, and they'll also have links to a video, and they can check that off when they have completed it. So that is my basic presentation for what I've done for this app. Overall, I found it really helpful to be able to think things through and complete an entire walkthrough of the app with Balsamiq. It was a bit more difficult to figure out how everything linked together than I thought it would be, but I can see how important this is to mock up before starting with development. And in the future, I would like to add a couple more features, but I would also like to incorporate more design into it and get the aesthetic correct. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I hope you all have a great rest of your semester.